Well, good morning everyone. Welcome back to Poorboys Little Homestead. If this is your first time here, appreciate you stopping in. Stop by anytime you feel, my friend. Guys, today I have got a little hot water heater issue, and I'm going to have to change out a hot water heater. So I thought it'd be a good time to make a little video in case some of you guys wanting to change out your own hot water heaters can see it ain't that big of a deal. Now what we got here is an electric. This is a 50-gallon hot water heater. But the 50 gallons they make nowadays, I would have to take the trim off the door here on this closet and this door to get it in here. So this lady is choosing to go back with just a 40 gallon to keep from having to do all that and repaint. So I'm going to get started, and I'm going to show y'all what the first things you do when you want to replace your hot water heater. Now in your hot water heater closet, first thing you want to do is cut your water off coming into your house. And also on this one here, it has a cutoff valve up here on top I've cut off. You want to throw your breaker, flip your breaker to supplying power to this hot water heater. And if you got a tester, you want to test that to make sure it's no power there. Next thing you want to do is get you a water hose. And down here on the bottom of these hot water heaters is a drain. Hook your water hose and run it through your house out the door. And you want to open this valve here. And some of them's different. This one here just screws and opens up. Open that valve and drain your water outside. Now, once you get it started draining, you're going to need to you're going to have to remove this line here, both of these lines. But you're going to have to go on and remove that, or you can pop your back off valve right here. You put that pop off valve, open it up, that way it'll let air in there so your water will drain out the bottom and go through your water hose. So I ain't gonna be able to keep the camera in this little closet with me. So I'm just gonna tell y'all what I'm going to do right now. It's draining. I'm gonna remove these two lines from the top of the hot water heater and remove my electrical wire. Then I'll show y'all what it looks like. Now guys, this happens to me more than not. This valve ain't letting no water come out to drain the tank, and what happens is these tanks get old and calcium and rust builds up and blocks the valve down here on the bottom. And when that happens, I usually end up just having to close the valve and manhandle the hot water heater onto a dolly and get it out. And that's 40 gallons of water, 8-point-something pounds a gallon. But that'll stop plumb up. But if you would take that valve, and if people would do this, if they would take the time to hook a water hose down there once a year or once every 6 months, depending how bad your water system is, where your water department, our water is bad. So I do it about every 6 months to a year. I hook my water hose up and I drain my water heater to flush that out. And it'll make your water heater last longer. Y'all can see this one here. It's just seeping water. And what it is, inside that housing there, the tank's just done rusted and it's starting to just water seep through. Alright guys, we got our lines unhooked. Our pop off valve line unhooked. And our cold water line. And before you unhook your lines, look on top of your tank. Right here it's got cold and got hot. Make sure when you put your new water heater in, you connect the right, which in here, the blue's the cold and the red's the hot, but all houses ain't plumb like that. Some of them's got the same color lines. So you need to make sure you look and get your cold water screwed back on to where the cold goes in and the hot goes out. So always check your lines and look at that before you remove anything. So now I'm going to get the dolly. It did start draining just a little bit, so I'm going to let it drain as much as it'll drain, because it's trickling out, but it ain't coming out like it ought to. But I am going to let it drain, get the weight down a little bit. Then I'm going to get my dolly and get her out of here. Then I got to pull this floor up in here because it's got water up under it. Alright guys, so while the water heater's been draining, it's draining slow. I started pulling up flow. And a little bit it come out here in the hall, but most of it went under the wall into this bedroom. So I had to pull all this floor up to get the water out until I caught up to where the water stopped. So if you learn anything from this video, when you replace your hot water heater, if it's all possible, put your drain pan under it. That way, if you ever open your closet and you see a little water in that pan, you know it's time to change your water heater. So hopefully they have a pan where we're going to get the hot water heater. So now I think I got enough water drained. I'm finna see if I can get this hot water heater out of this closet. Guys, this is gonna make a mess. This is gonna make a big mess. Trying to get this out the house, and it's steady, rusty, nasty water coming out of it. I have a trail to clean up. That ain't bad, my towel's so good. Alright. Guys, I don't know if she's gonna get these towels clean again. That's some rusty, nasty water in the bottom of that water heater. That's what happens to your water heaters. It just rusts through. And if you catch it soon enough, it'll just start seeping water. But I can tell you, that right there, the whole bottom finna fall out of it. Alright guys, that's all I can do until she gets back with the hot water heater. Then we're gonna put the hot water heater in. And she's just got to leave this floor up, put some fans on, dry it out. So in this hot water heater closet, that water seeped under that wall into that bedroom, so it's going to need to dry several days with a fan on it to make sure it's dry up under that wall. Alright guys, now here we are with our new water heater. And this is what I was telling y'all. The most important thing you can do is put one of these under your water heater to keep from having this mess. I hope this fits. Oh yeah, just right. Alright guys, y'all see we got it set in place. And these drain pans, these hot water heater pans, they come with this fitting for where you can hook a drain pipe. But like situations like this, we ain't got nowhere to run the drain pipe. What I do is put that fitting in there and I cut me a piece of pipe and put a cap on it. That way, if this water heater starts leaking, it'll have to fill this pan up before it comes over onto your floor. And in most cases, you're gonna be opening this door, or you can make it a habit of checking it out every once a month. Just peek in. If you ever see water in here, then you know you got a leak. And that's why I like the drain pan. So now I'm gonna hook up our top piping. As I was saying earlier, they got hot. I don't know if y'all can read it, but it's got hot on the metal rope right there and cold on this side. And I'm probably gonna have to go get a different fitting to hook up the pop-off valve. But I'm gonna use Teflon tape, put on these threads, hook our pipe back up, hook our electrical back up. And like I said, I'm gonna have to find a fitting to hook the pop-off valve pipe back up. So I'll show y'all what it looks like when I get done. Alright guys, I got my hot water line hooked back up. And that's just a 3/4 fitting. I got my cold water line coming in hooked back up. And I got my pop-off valve hooked back up. Now the pop-off valve, this tank's a little shorter, so I had to use some PEX pipe and fittings to extend my little piece here to get that connected back. The wiring, I was going to show y'all, it ain't but 2 wires, a red wire and a black wire. Your ground wire hooks to your plate right here. Stick them wires in the hole, put your cap back on. And your ground wire hooks on with this little screw on top of that cap. So she's all hooked up. Now we're finna go turn the water on. And when you turn your water on, you wanna open your faucet, your hot water side on your closest faucet in your house. That way when it's filling that tank with water, it's pushing that air out through your faucet until it gets the tank full. After you get your tank full, then flip the electricity on, let it heat up. You don't want to flip the electricity on before you get it full of water and it have a bunch of air trapped in there. You don't need your heating elements heating until it's full of water. Also on these 2 covers right there, that's where your heating elements are. I'm going to remove these screws and open this cover. Pull that piece of foam, and you see it's got a setting here. This is set on about 120 degrees. I always turn mine up to about 135 degrees. I don't turn it wide open. Wide open is 150. But I turn them about 135 degrees. The reason I do that is because you got a 40-gallon hot water heater. If you got 3 or 4 people taking showers, you use less hot water when it's hotter. You won't turn as much hot water on, you'll turn cold water on, and you can get more people to take a shower and still have hot water. Hope I'm saying that where y'all understand what I'm saying. Hotter, takes less hotter water to make cold water warm than it does warm water to make cold water warm. How about that? Alright guys, I got our water turned on. And the closest bathroom sink right here. Got the hot water on and you can hear it just blowing air. And it's going to blow all that air out of that tank. If you didn't open this valve, that tank wouldn't fill up in there because it can't let the air out to fill up. And then when you turn your electricity on to heat up, it ain't no water in there. It burn up your element right off the bat because it ain't no water in it. So always open your valves and let it fill up until you get steady stream of water. And don't let it fool you when you think a little water's coming out. You say it's full. Just let it keep running a while to make sure it is full and all the air's out. So that's where we at this point. We're just waiting on it to get the air out and fill up. We'll flip the breaker back on. You see down here on this pan, put that plug in there, capped it off. Next time she has a water leak, water heater goes bad, it starts, she can see water in this pan before it gets all in her floor. Alright, after several minutes we got a good stream of water. And I've let it run for several minutes to make sure all the air is out. Went and flipped the electrical breaker on. Come back in here and check for leaks. Make sure you didn't disturb nothing up here. Make sure you didn't cause a leak somewhere else. And guys, this little project's done for installing this water heater. Now this lady's gonna have to get her, leave her fans running and humidifier running for a few days to dry up this water a little bit or seep under them walls. Well guys, I'm sitting out here in the swing having me a little coffee break while I wait on it to make sure the water heater is going to heat up and make hot water before I leave. But just to recap, you're going to go to replace a hot water heater for yourself. First thing, turn off your water coming into the house. Second thing, turn off the breaker that's supplying electricity to your electrical water heater. And I always like to have me a tester to test them wires even after I flip that breaker. I don't ever go to someone's house and trust a lady telling me that's the breaker that works that hot water heater, because you'll get yourself shocked by trusting folks like that. Next good tip is your supply lines on top when you go to replace them. If they got any kind of corrosion or anything on them, go on and buy you 2 new supply lines. It's best to go on and replace them if they got any kind of corrosion at all on them. And one of the biggest tips I can give anybody is to put a hot water heater drip pan up under that water heater. If she'd had a drip pan under there, she'd have noticed that water in that pan before it filled that pan up, because they usually start seeping water real slow over days. And she would have noticed it before it ever got her floor wet and stuff. But anyway, I hope this little video helps someone out. I'd have loved to have been able to get the camera in there set up and video me, but most hot water heaters is in them little closets. But if you like these videos and they helped you out in any way, please give me a thumbs up, a big thumbs up. Like, subscribe, and share. Ring that little bell, all that fun YouTube stuff. Help me grow my channel. Share my videos with anyone out there. Anything I do for myself, I'm trying to make videos so more people can be more self-sufficient and save themselves money. It's a lot of things that it's not hard doing. Most anybody can change out a hot water heater. But anyway, thanks for watching. God bless, and y'all have a great day. See y'all next time.